So, Gina, let's have a conversation about the importance of publishing your book now and getting it out there because tomorrow is not promised to anyone. And if people want to leave a legacy, a living legacy, they really need to stop delaying. And you and I have produced a product that can help to support individuals, with this initiative. So before I start sharing about that resource, definitely want to have a conversation, a brief conversation about the importance, and I'd love for you to share.
We all like to think that we are going to leave something behind for people to remember us. And one of the best ways to do that is to write a book and to use your
Mhm.
experiences to leave that living legacy, to encapsulate what you've learned, to use that hindsight to help other people. And often people think it's got to be left to the masters, but actually, what's often more useful is somebody who's been through a situation or has developed a way of tackling a particular aspect of life.
Mhm.
And because it's at human level and it's in engaged in the steps that people need to take, it's actually of far more use. But people delay. And the trouble is, we just don't know what's coming. So it really is time to get started and to make it happen.
Absolutely. And that was always, you state things so magnificently and so on point. And it is important, and especially we talk a lot about the more mature that we get, instead of saying the older that we get, is that we need to focus on, yes, the here and now, but also what it is that we want the world to know and feel that will be beneficial, and also those who are, within our sphere of influence and family, so to speak, and being able to actually discover sort of an end of life purpose. And that's what our product is around. It's the right, WRITE, way to leave a legacy and fulfill your end of life purpose. And it's a mini masterclass that Gina and I facilitated, and it primarily focuses on individuals who reach a certain point, and some people don't feel like they've even fulfilled their missions or their purposes, but find a way to put in writing of different formats. We talk about publishing, we talk about blogging, so to speak, something that can be left behind, but also serving individuals now. So I kind of want to just share some of the things that you're going to learn within that mini masterclass. And Gina's already talked about and been focusing on sort of the importance of leaving one. And so that's something that we talk about, the importance of being intentional about leaving a living legacy, and why writing is such a powerful way and medium to leverage for creating worthwhile works. And then we focused on how to fulfill an end of life purpose and mission with simplistic writing contributions. And then we discussed free platforms and formats to use to accomplish your writings, with using a low to medium content, book publishing, and short form blogging format. And we share more, we share demonstrations, and just a really rich conversation for you to jumpstart your success. So yeah, so Gina, talk a little bit quickly about establishing a sort of an end of life purpose. And I know we talked within the masterclass about the story of how we helped, a friend of yours that then became a friend of mine too, whose transition and being able to be a contributor to a work of yours. And then we also, I remember, touched on how one of the first books that I helped you to write, outside of the other publications that you had produced, years before, about helping people who were at the end of a purpose be able to shift gears after age 60. So do you want to share just anything quickly just around those for inspiration?
Just to say, inevitably, everything that you do has value to somebody who's going through the same thing. So
Mm-hmm.
one book was using the experiences of Vicky Price, who was going through cancer. And we created a book that was designed to help people take responsibility for their own health. And the other was using my experiences. I'm 71 now. Um, but I'm nowhere near finished. And it was about how society often writes off people who are older, but you have a huge wealth of experience. And whether that's you want to leave your family your memoirs and tell them your life story while you're here to actually tell them, because so often people regret the fact that they didn't ask their parents more about what they had experienced as children and so on.
Hmm.
It's time to capture that. And one of the easiest ways to do that is to write a book.
Absolutely. And again, a short form, a low to medium content type of publication, and you can learn about that within the description within the product. And so we wanted to just come forth to just emphasize the importance of really stepping up now and not delaying and putting things off, because they say one of the biggest regrets that people have on their deathbeds is that they did not take the chances that they know they should have. And so there's no more delaying, whether you are a teenager, whether you are someone of age, so to speak, um, you have to be mindful that though we would love to be here forever, we are not, and we never know when that time could come. And what is it that you could be providing to the world? And you don't have to be a writer, so to speak, to be able to publish a book. And we talk about that within the training and just ways that you can get started. So that's our encouragement, is that you will examine your life and how you can be of service to others the right WRITE way, and allow that to be a part of your legacy. So Gina, I'm going to turn it over to you for closing words.
And just to say, if there's something that you feel is unfinished in your life and that you want to leave a living legacy, go and have a look, go and have a listen. What do you got to lose? And ultimately, you've got so much to gain, and so have the people that you will leave the legacy to.
Absolutely. So with that being said, I'm going to encourage you to look in the description, and you'll find information about the training, and also information of how Gina and I assist in this area, our contact information, and different publications that you can see as examples as well. So wishing you the absolute best, and go ahead and publish that book now, because tomorrow is not promised. Thank you.
Bye-bye.